I never realized Carlo can speak so much. Yeah, I think introduction is done. I'm going to run it very fast because I think we have already taken way past our speaking time. But fantastic speech, Carlo. I think what he has spoken is, this is a product or this is an offering what we are getting to India cannot be wrapped up in 45 minutes. It's a revolution which we are talking about here. So certainly, guys, it does take some more time for you guys to understand what we are getting into and what our vision is. So let's get started with what we have prepared for you. This is my father who had started broking. He served the Indian Army for 27 years, and he started in Bangalore as a sub-broker. As of today, we run a broking called Colonel Stock Broking House. And I always realized that what my father has done, he was a sub-broker in Bangalore, and we used to be very happy with the main broker. Slowly, we realized that we have to move on from the Bangalore Stock Exchange to Bombay, which is the financial center of this country. And I realized that we should look at being a member here. So over these years, we have only gone past and trying to offer services to our clients, which they typically need or look at for a further kind of a vision. What I realized over these last 2-3 years when I was in my idea of getting US equities to India, I realized that there is absolutely no access to Indians whatsoever. We can always debate, like what Mr. Gentleman said, why should we look at US equities? That's fine. But I, as a broking entity, don't look at anybody else offering US equities to people here in India, which made me realize that why shouldn't we look at offering these to my existing set of clients? And that's the time when we and DriveWealth met, and we realized that what a fantastic technology they have already built on with my brand name and with my kind of a vision, what we have already seen as a local partner. And I remember what the host also said, Hamare Desi Bhai. So you guys can understand me. We can have the same language talking to each other. If there are any anxieties or if there are any issues, we can take care here and see if we can merge the opportunity which exists in front of us. I think Carlo has already covered why should we look at US equities. I've just jot down some of the points. Globally diversified portfolio was one thing which he has already touched. ETFs, ADRs, some of the ADRs, Indian ADRs are listed there, so I'm sure we can take advantage of that. Regulated markets. I think the best part is, and I get these and we get these calls from so many people, is it allowed, is it legal? I think for the benefit of people here in the room, RBI permits $250,000 US through the liberalized remittance scheme to own equities internationally. We are not talking about speculation, we are not talking about derivatives kind of a trade. We are talking about owning equities, which is permissible as per the RBI regulation. We talk about technology and we talk about DriveWealth. I think we already covered that. I mean, this was something which I thought was important. We all believe technology will play an important role in all our lives going forward. And originally brick and mortar, people like me who have been offering brokering services for so many years, I can't build to those numbers which Carlo has shared. Absolutely not. And I remember telling him last night that our broking house is a very boutique kind of a house because my father had put his name into the broking. So he never wanted to scale it up to a level where the service issues could come down. So that's the reason you guys may not have heard about us like Kotak or ICSE or these guys, because our name, our service was most important. But now with this technology, I don't think so I have to depend on any human being for delivering the same quality of service. I can scale this business to any numbers. I mean, he talks about 3-4%, and that's what my marketing team comes back and tells me. Can we look at 10% of that 3-4% who guys look at the market something like you guys? I feel no. The real market is all India. Everybody else in the whole country will be able to relate to what we are offering. As he said, my daughter who can only relate to Snapchat, but the other son who is 12 years old, he knows IPO has filed. These kids know everything. Okay, so tomorrow when he's 18, if he gets an access like this, he will certainly say, Dad, I want to give me that pocket money of $100 for your conversation and 5,000 rupees for people like us. He will buy some snapshot and keep it by the time he passes out. So this is where we are going. To cut it short, I have a small video. It's less than 3 minutes. It talks about the whole application. It's a very cartoony kind of a thing. I'm sure you guys are going to love it. We are downstairs, and we would love to have support from you guys and take it from here. Thank you, guys.